Hey guys, how are you? Andy Suku, founder and CEO of Y2K Credit Solutions. And one thing about Y2K Credit Solutions, we always try to work with the best of the best in the industry, whether it be with our in-house financing for mortgage, whether it be with an attorney for closing, whether it be a tax person for consumers' taxes or business taxes, whether it be with our realtor. We always want to make sure that we provide the best of the best service for our clients and whichever company or whoever we partner with, we want to make sure that they're the best of the best in the league because that's the kind of service that we provide to our clients. Now, to the left of me is a good fella, young fella, Koran Wang. You've probably seen him in a few videos already, a few posts already on the Y2K page. Koran is actually a licensed real estate agent, and I've worked with Koran a little over 7 years, I believe. I think it was 7 years. Best of the best in the industry, very honest. And we have one synergy that syncs together, transparency. Just like how we're transparent to our clients, Koran is transparent to his clients when showing them their home, their first home, their second home, their third home, whatever it be. He's very transparent, and that's why our synergy connect. And everyone's going to be looking to purchase their first home in the springtime. Everyone's looking to build a generational wealth for 2020 and build that legacy for the family. And as we close up 2019, I just wanted to have Koran on board me, have a little chat about things that you want to know and need to know about this market and this industry, and also the things you need to know when choosing a realtor. Make sure that the realtor is for you, not just for a check. And so let's talk about this, Koran. How's it going, man? How was 2019?
2019 was great,
Yeah?
Andy. Just wanted to say thank you for having me and
Appreciate
thank you
it.
to the Y2K team. Very excited to get things going. 2019 was a great year.
I know this year you showed a lot of homes, man. I saw you on the.
We did.
So now let me ask you something. Let's go into this. I like to get straight into it, because
Let's do it.
You're all about it. A lot of your clients were first-time home buyers.
Majority of my clients, I'd say, are first-time
Okay.
home buyer, maybe 95%. Yeah.
Nice. What would you say the top 5 misconceptions you had meeting your new clients, first-time home buyers, and working with them?
Just to touch on a couple of the main pitfalls, the first thing would be your credit. Without credit and having that strong foundation, there's really nothing to move on or move forward with.
Can you give an example? Like, let's say a credit score of 580 opposed to a credit score of 660.
Okay.
How does the scenario changes? And I know it changes completely.
Right. It
But
does.
I think the clients need to know that because on social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, seminars, everyone is taught you can buy a home with 580 credit score. Right. I started to believe it.
Right.
Like, shoot, here I am trying to keep an 800 score. So what's the big issue there? There's a big gap. Can you close that gap?
There's a huge misconception with buying a home with a 580 credit score. A lot of banks still push that just to bring clients in, and I could be wrong. Maybe they're really able to deliver on those things, but what happens when you do get a 580 credit score is you're limited in the type of the property you can buy, as well as you're limited into how much purchasing and buying power you actually have. A 580 credit score versus a 660 may get you the difference of a single family house of $350,000 versus a 2 or 3 or 4 family house that's worth 600, 700, 800, $1 million or better.
So your credit score, just to sum this up, because I know there's a lot more we're going to talk about, but to sum it up for the audience, the credit score can determine the geographical location of where you can purchase your home, which may not be the best neighborhood you want to be in, because also people are looking for a home for kids for a good school district, right?
Absolutely.
So geographically, it can dampen your plans, but also buying power, how much you can buy.
Absolutely.
Instead of with a 580, you can probably only get a $300,000 home. When you score 680, you can probably get $500,000 home. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And in that case, you may be able to buy a multifamily. And I know that a lot of people are leaning and gravitating more towards multifamilies right now because property values are higher and property taxes are significantly higher. So
now, what is your take on two-family? Do you suggest? I think that, and I tell my clients, you're going to purchase your first home, buy a two-family. Granted, the industry and the market and the inventory, is very limited.
Mm-hmm.
What is your thought on that? And should people really focus in that direction when purchasing your first home?
I'm glad you asked me that. One of the main differences that separates me from a lot of realtors is understanding my client and understanding what their needs are. My client may not necessarily need a two-family house,
Gotcha.
but they may need the additional income.
Gotcha.
Now,
and that's from renting a portion of the house out.
Exactly.
Okay, there you go.
So if they need the additional income, but they may not need the additional space, they may be fine with a single-family house that has a basement that's legally rentable, and that's really big. That's coming out.
Legal?
That's now legal.
Nice.
Yes.
Guys, you heard that? 2020. Is it 2000? Is it implemented now? Or is that live?
That's now. Yeah, that's now.
When did that happen?
19.
19
A lot of
guys.
things changed over the summer of 2019 with New York City laws.
So you're saying a basement can be considered, so you don't have to have the city knocking on you to have it?
No.
But what makes that basement?
There's a couple of things that go into it. One of the main things is having 2 points of egress, and egress means entrance and exit. For example, if I have 2 places where I can enter and exit this basement apartment, along with a couple of other things, I can now legally rent that out. And I mean this to say, 2 families are naturally going to be a little bit more expensive than a single family house.
But the long run.
Now, 2-family homes and other multi-family homes do tend to appreciate a little bit more. So my main focus is to find out what's the goal of my client. Do they need additional income? Are they looking for more appreciation? What's their main goal? And if they're looking for more appreciation over time, 10 times out of 10, I'm going to tell them to go to a 2-family or higher, multi-family.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And what's another misconception you dealt with?
People that have a lot of cash.
Okay.
That's
actually very important. In 19, I saw that with a lot of clients. Cash, but no paper trail.
Absolutely.
You can't do anything with it.
Absolutely. Cash is great. Cash is king, but credit is power at the end of the day. You can have $1 million in the bank, but if you're not willing to buy $1 million property with $1 million in cash, you're going to need some sort of financing, and you're going to need a paper trail to document that.
Gotcha. Now, here's something I wanted to talk to you about. How important is the pre-approval? Well, there's 2 parts to this question because I think everyone needs to know about this. I like to tell people, we have our own in-house financing. When we do a pre-approval, and let's say our client has a 650 credit score, but we're like, listen, there's some stains here. We pre-approved you, your rate's 4.5, but we're not going to lock your rate. Clean your credit up 90 days while you look at your home, but you have a pre-approval to go to look at a property with a realtor. Your score will be 700 or 750. Now we can lock your rate because your rate's going to be lower because your score is higher. That's 2 scenarios, and I think that's a very big thing because people don't understand that. Because everyone is in this industry, is a dog-eat-dog world. There's very few realtors like yourself, that go above and beyond for the clients, and I know
Absolutely.
that. I service a lot of my clients. But how important is that for them to have the pre-approval, make sure they understand the pre-approval and understand what comes with it?
So there's a few main reasons why realtors, including myself, we aim to make sure that our clients are pre-approved beforehand, because time is the most important value here. Time is one thing that we can't get back.
Gotcha.
With a pre-approval, I know that you at least have seen a mortgage professional. You at least have looked at your credit, and a credit professional such as Andy has said, you know what, you have enough to make this happen. Your credit is in great standing, and the bank has given some sort of a green light for you to move forward. The last thing as a realtor that I want to do is take you to a property that you fall in love with, but you can't qualify on it because you don't have a pre-approval.
That happens a lot too.
You haven't gone to the bank, you haven't gone to see Andy, you haven't gotten things in order. Oh, I make a lot of money, I don't have that much debt, but in reality, you may have debt that you don't know about.
Right, correct.
Your income, partial of it, may not be sourced, it may not be counted in addition to your pre-approval.
Okay.